We ain't going nowhere. Second Take is here. We are live. It's the second episode. It's a cold day here in Chicago, but it doesn't stop. Second Take. Here we are alongside Tommy McKean, Jacob Conway here. We are here to recap the championship week, NFC, AFC. There's a lot to talk about, a lot of controversial calls, maybe no calls. Let's see what we have in store. The polls we had, they are closed. We did calculate them. You will be surprised with some results. I am. He is. It sparks some arguments. That's what we're here for. Anyways, let's get right into it. Second Take. Same sponsorships. We got Chex Mix, Cool Whip, Coors Light. When the Mountains Are Blue, Climb On. And also a dreaded pie in the face. We got a pie in the face because America's team disappointed and failed us once again. So, with all that said, all of our polls, they went as thought. Over 50 votes. A little shout out to the poll idea, John Serta. His idea was to get a poll together for greatest of all time in all of sports. So if you guys saw that poll, kudos to John Serta. We thought of the other two. So let's get right into business. Let's talk about some games over the weekend. Patriots and Chiefs. Everybody knew what was expected from.
Before we even get into this game, let me say these games. If you guys watched the last live, I pointed it out. I think it was at 28-34, to be exact. On the thing I put 33 to give you a little time to hear it, the whole thing. But this is the Super Bowl I predicted 2 weeks ago.
Alright, so basically he's saying his predictions are better than mine, which they are accurate. That's accurate. And he predicted Patriots and Rams. That's what we're going to see next Sunday. Where's Super Bowl at? Atlanta?
Yeah.
In Atlanta. So
I hope so. I think so. But yeah, this game, no surprise to me. You?
Surprise. It is definitely a surprise. We're going to get into the Super Bowl next week. We'll be here live on Tuesday, 7:30 sharp. Sharp.
Oh my God.
So hopefully we'll be on time here. Okay, guys? Let's just limit that to be that matchup we will talk about on Tuesday. We don't want to get you guys too excited. Patriots and Chiefs. What do you think?
First of all, it was a really entertaining game. To me, in this game, the thing I noticed, the thing that stood out the most to me, was how can you not root for the Patriots when you watch them play? I mean, they got guys like Edelman, is their top receiver right now. He's a small guy. He was taking big hits all game and holding on to the ball. And then you have Gronk, who could barely run at this point. And towards the end of the game, he was making huge plays. And he kept them in it. And then you have Brady, who everyone knows his story. And then he just does what he always does, and he just comes with the crazy comeback at the end. Anytime they need him to be great, he's great, and that's why he's the best of all time. To me, it's just, the Patriots, they're just so tough. I don't see how anyone could go against them. So, I enjoyed watching them. They gave me good vibes, and I don't see them losing. And I said that a couple weeks ago, I don't see them losing another game.
It comes down to one simple thing. I shared this on Sunday night. Respect greatness. That's all there is to that. The Patriots are great. I don't know if anyone hasn't noticed that and what else it'll take for them to get the recognition they deserve. Tom Brady's working on his 6th ring right now, which he will rightfully so, I think, get. Belichick, one of the best coaches that is around. He's a very right to the point guy, and he's not going to take any of the BS from the crowd or fans or paparazzi media. He'll get right to it, with sleeves or without, because him rocking no sleeves is good. Anyways, let's talk about the two decision factors that a lot of people think played into it. The offsides that was on an interception. Was that a little bias towards New England?
I mean, I think you look at it, he was clearly offsides, but I mean, it's funny the way things work out with the Patriots sometimes, but no, he was offsides. It was the right call to me.
I didn't like the call, and that's hard for me to say. I love New England. I love Tom Brady. No Detroit anymore, so strictly New England territory around here. The roughing the passer.
The roughing the passer, I have a little bit of a problem with.
I don't see it. Those two calls are beyond me. To say the least, before we get on our next topic, the NFL officiating had a rough weekend.
Yeah, really.
Very rough weekend.
You know what? I want to say one more thing on the Patriots, though. You brought up Bill Belichick. The dude is a genius.
Yeah, he knows his stuff.
I was talking to someone the other day, and I said just like, I don't know, it's just like every decision he makes is the right one. Like, the Patriots, they don't just throw money out to people. And a couple years ago, they threw out money to Stephon Gilmore, their number one cornerback. And then this year, he ends up being, by Pro Football Focus, the best corner in the league. I mean, he does nothing wrong. It's crazy.
On hand, the only mistake New England's made, signing-wise and throwing money out there, is Josh Gordon.
Oh my God. Josh
Gordon should be out of the NFL.
Oh my God.
He should join Johnny Manziel, and he should not be playing football anymore.
Actually,
how many chances is enough?
Actually, you know what? I was really fed up with Gordon this last time, and I'm losing hope.
This is coming from the guy who said if Gordon had his head on straight, he'd be the best receiver in the game.
Is this a topic you guys want to talk about next week? Let me know, because I promise you, if Josh Gordon stayed sober and healthy since he's been in the league, he'd be the best receiver in the league right now. And I will stand by that always.
Also the guy who says Cam Newton's a top 10 quarterback.
Oh yeah, one more thing with the Patriots. Sony Michel.
Yeah, good.
Right?
He's good.
Sony Michel, he's done a lot for that team this year. I think a lot of people, when they drafted him, were thinking like the Patriots would stay with their running back rotations and stuff. And I was trying to tell people, if they get a real running back, they'll use him like a real running back. And Sony Michel's been huge for them. The whole playoffs, he's been huge. They're just a different team with Sony Michel, honestly.
Don't take anything away from the Chiefs. They put up a good fight. I think they were down 14-0, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were down 14-0, so... and they come back. They fought. They hard. So, Pat Mahomes' future looks bright.
Yeah, he played a good game, actually.
Yeah, he didn't do bad. I think a little credit is given to him that he doesn't deserve. I think he is a little overrated. A little bit. This is coming from the guy who thinks Trubisky's overrated. So, I may not see eye to eye with all you guys on that, but I think Mahomes is overrated. This is first year, freshman year. Let's see how his sophomore year comes out. See if he could stay straight. Anything else in Kansas City?
Chiefs suck. I agree. Anything else in Kansas City? No. I mean, they just really never got into a flow in that game. I mean, they never got the run game going.
Yeah, they woke up. Too late.
Yeah, they just... Not enough. I mean, Mahomes played a good game, but like I said, they had no chance of beating the Patriots. It wasn't happening. Not this year. Maybe in years to come, not now.
Yeah, I don't see it either. So, the game that everyone was talking about still is. Players are talking about it. Officials are talking about it. The media's talking about it. Everybody and their mama's talking about it. The Rams and Saints, the game that I think will go down in history as one of the worst no calls in history. I'm going to let Tommy take this one from here. Let's see what he sees.
So, was that one of the worst calls in history? Yes. I was shocked when they didn't call it. I mean, the dude even admitted after, but we'll talk about that once we get to the poll results, too. This game, Jared Goff showed that he's going to be the next great quarterback in the NFL. And I liked Jared Goff before this game, but watching this game, I mean, he's going to be the next, like, Brady, Manning type. He's going to be a top quarterback in the league. I mean, he was just making throws. He made a couple throws that last drive, rolling out and, like, blindly just making throws that were huge. I mean, he's just got all the talent in the world, and I think in the situation that he's in, he's just only going to get better. He looks really, really, really good. Best young quarterback in the league, in my opinion.
Yeah, let's just stay on Goff right now. I don't see a lot in him either. He's kind of like Pat Mahomes, really. You want to intertwine those two. Has a lot of team of weapons, especially early on. Cooper Kupp.
But he's doing it without Cooper Kupp right now.
He is.
And what about Todd Gurley? Did nothing in that game. He costed Goff a pick. And let's talk about that. Gurley, was he not healthy? And you think they were just saying? Because they said it was nothing to do with him being physically able to go or not. What's your take on that?
Look, it comes down to, like we said in week 1 of Second Take, Trey Burton. He didn't play. He made the right call. He wasn't healthy enough to play, right? Bears lost that game. I said if Trey Burton would have played, it would have been a decision factor. Todd Gurley played, whether he had issues on or off the field, right? He played, and he showed that he wasn't 100% and he shouldn't have played. Or he was just absent because he folds under pressure. I mean...
Oh, is that really what you think?
Yeah, I think so. The Rams were off to a great season. Todd Gurley held them up on their back, I think. I don't really think Jared Goff had that good of a season. Don't think so. Cooper Kupp had a good season until he tore his ACL, MCL, whatever he did. Todd Gurley, outstanding season. When it comes down to crunch time, January, when the weather gets cold, not in LA, but when the weather gets cold or in a dome, he just didn't show up. Didn't show up. I don't know what you want me to do.
Serta, I'm 100 miles per hour at all times. I'm going. I'm in the zone now. But Gurley, I think you look at... they were talking MVP with him. I think you look at it, there's no way he was anywhere close to being 100% healthy to me. I think something probably happened before the game. Maybe he tweaked something. Yeah, he's... You don't just not play one of the best players in the league in a game like that. And C.J. Anderson had positive runs, but he wasn't doing much. Did you see him? He couldn't even pick himself off the ground at points of the game.
That's what happened.
He had to literally wait there for people to pick him up off the ground. His conditioning, I don't think, is where it has to be. If you notice, he put on some weight. Gurley's hurt, and I'm hoping he has some time to rest and get ready to make this a Super Bowl that's worth watching. He's a really big part of the offense, and I think they need him if they have any chance of winning the game against the Patriots.
For the Rams' sake, so they can have an excuse when they lose, I think it's best to sit Todd Gurley, just so they have an excuse on why their offense wasn't working against a poor New England defense. Because, let's be real, and I'm trying to limit Super Bowl talks to next week, but there's not a chance the Rams beat the Patriots. If you look at anything, any stats, quarterback stats, Brady and Goff, who are you taking? You said you like both of them, who are you taking?
Quarterback stats off of this season?
Who are you taking?
Off of this season?
Who are you taking in the game next Sunday? Brady or Goff?
Okay, but stat-wise, Goff had a better year than Brady. In the game, the playoffs is like a whole different season, and no one's better than Brady in the playoffs. Jared Goff isn't proven yet. And Serta, I see your comments. Jared Goff needs to prove a lot still. I think that he goes to his coach way too much. There was a point in the game where he, towards the end, it was their last play before they kicked the field goal to send it to overtime. Jared Goff didn't see something he liked, and he tried to kill the play, but they had to snap it, and then he ended up just throwing the ball away. And right away, you seen him go to the sideline, and then you seen McVay drop the what the F. And with that, I think that, like Trubisky, Goff really depends on the coach. I think for him to be at his best, McVay has to be like in his ear at all times. So there's definitely a lot for him to improve. But talent-wise, and just the way he made some of those throws and like a big part of that game, he's just, man, he has all the potential in the world, and I think he's going to be one of the greats.
Well, let's flash back to Trubisky and his coaching. There was a point in this season, a couple games actually, that you would see sideline footage of the Bears and Matt Nagy and Trubisky, where Trubisky was by himself. Maybe with Chase Daniels, but there was no coach communication with your quarterback. And a young quarterback, I was listening on the radio, the score. Those guys are absolutely brutally honest with the Bears, and they'll go right for the jugular. They were like, what the is Matt Nagy doing? He's a freshman year quarterback, sophomore year quarterback, whatever you want to call him. And no one, he's sitting by himself. You're playing the Patriots. That was the Patriots game. And nobody was in Trubisky's ear. Nobody was talking to him. Look, the guy needs help. Believe it or not, he's not the best quarterback. And he got in the Pro Bowl for God knows why. I don't know. Trubisky's overrated.
But you see what I'm saying? To an extent, you have to let him play on his own still.
Not young quarterbacks though.
Yeah,
if you
but
see
to
them
an
struggling,
extent,
you need to tell them what to do. Like they're young quarterbacks.
I think Nagy does a good job at being in Trubisky's ear a lot, but I mean,
towards the end of the season, yes, but at the beginning of the season, you were just treading water at the time. I mean, that's what I think would happen.
I can definitely see that. Yeah, probably later on he felt their communication was tighter, but
I
at a point you gotta let them play. But back to the game, the Saints. What are your take on how they play?
Saints. I'll get to my real opinion on our poll because that'll answer a lot of questions for me. But Sean Payton, I love his coaching style. I love Drew Brees. Maybe I like the older guys and he likes the old younger guys. Not sounding weird, but the younger quarterbacks is more his style of play and mine. I like the old veterans. Drew Brees, I don't see him slowing down. Kamara in the backfield, Ingram. Look, I'm going to jump to it right now. They got snubbed. They got robbed. Point blank. I don't think they should have a do-over. I think the NFL and their commissioner should come out and say, hey, we messed up. I mean, for going on further in future references, maybe just for the postseason, there needs to be a better way on calling penalties, especially those that can cost a season. But I like the Saints. I like them.
See, here's the thing with me again with the Saints. I feel like they never really got into a rhythm either. Because you look at them, Breeze is Breeze, yeah, but dominantly they're a run team. I think they have the best running back duo in the league. And I mean, Ingram didn't play terrible, but he never really got going. And the biggest thing that stood out to me was that Michael Thomas never really got going, because if you go back to the game before that, in the divisional round, Michael Thomas was that whole team. They had nothing going until Michael Thomas went going, and then he really just took the whole game over, and I was impressed by Michael Thomas, and I'm not that big of a fan of him, but this was my take. This was my take on Michael Thomas after watching that game, was that he's got to be right up there for best receiver in the league talk. Just because that's a playoff game, that's a big game, and he completely took over. And for a receiver to do that, that's tough. Not a lot of receivers are game changers like that. The only one that comes to mind for me is Odell Beckham Jr.
Oh my God.
Because you just see the way he takes over a game, like, completely by himself. And that's what Michael Thomas did last week.
Odell?
That's what Odell has done since he came into the league. He takes over a game.
You're talking about when he's on the sideline and just flipping across the field with a broken ankle. Odell's a different story. I don't think he takes over games. You want to talk about game changer Julio Jones? Antonio Brown when he had his head on straight? Clearly there's a lot of meltdown trouble in Pittsburgh. That's without a question. Pittsburgh needs help. Maybe that starts with head coach Mike Tomlin.
Pittsburgh is a mess.
Pittsburgh is a mess, and it only gets worse in Philly when they have their quarterback situation. You want to get into that?
Okay. Since we're getting into this, which one did you want me to cover, Pittsburgh or
Yeah, let's
Philly?
cover both of them. The meltdown of Pittsburgh and the Phillies quarterback situation.
Pittsburgh, I think you think, what isn't going wrong for them at this point? Roethlisberger should have retired 2 years ago. Last year should have... The second game against the Jaguars, that should have been it. He should have been done at that point. Really, honestly, he should have retired after the first game against the Jaguars. But Roethlisberger's washed up. He's no good anymore. Bell is one of those players that just makes you kind of... You have a different stance towards some of the players in the league. I mean, it's just all about money for the dude. He's on a good team. Well, they were a good team until all this unfolded. You could tell he just wants to be the star of a team, and he just wants to make money. He's a selfish player, and then the same thing with Antonio Brown. I mean, I think that since Juju Smith came to the team, Antonio Brown's attitude went way down. You can just see he doesn't like to be in a core, like a good core of receivers. He likes to just be like Bell, the only good player on the team. And it just makes me mad. So Bell's gone. Bell's going wherever the money is. It doesn't matter if they're a contender or not. Bell will go where the money is. Antonio Brown, he's going to get traded. I could see him wanting to go to a contender, but really, I think it's money motivated and more so star motivated for him. He just wants to be the star of a team. But I say you get them out of town, and really, Roethlisberger's, he's done soon. If he plays again, this is probably his last year. You don't move him, you don't trade him, you don't cut him. But I definitely think you start to rebuild if you're the Steelers.
Yeah, Big Ben, he doesn't got a lot left in the tank, but there's some stuff left in the tank. Maybe not against Jacksonville. Maybe it's just a bad matchup or something. Jalen Ramsey, all his talking gets in his head. I don't know. But I see a lot in Big Ben. Big Ben just has a bad team. You've been on teams that have had cases on them. I've been on teams that have had cases on them. It's not fun to play with. It's not fun to... It's not a good locker room to be in. It's cancer in the locker room. And that term comes to mind, and I think about Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, Odell Beckham. Right. He's supposed to be the star of the team, and you can't rely on him on the end of the season or when things get rough.
Oh my God! You were right about the first two. You were going strong for a second.
I'm just saying.
Odell Beckham's not a cancer. I'll talk about that. Odell Beckham and Cam Newton are the two kind of louder people on the team that, they do their talking and all that. But to me, it's in a good way. Like, their teammates just back them up and they just go with it. To me, they're not bad teammates, as to where Antonio Brown gave up on his team in a game, that Week 17 game, a game that they really needed to win. And then Bell giving up on his team before the season even started for selfish reasons. Odell, Cam, they are not in that discussion. And Serta, Antonio Brown to the Bears, we do not want that over here. I think the Bears have a good locker room right now. I think they've had some bad locker rooms. I think that's why getting Brandon Marshall out as quick as they did was such a big thing, which I don't think was the right move. I think they should have kept Marshall for a little longer, but that's years ago. But no. I think that would set the Bears back, honestly.
Delusional Bears fans. That's what I call that.
Yeah, plus I don't think we have the money or...
You don't need them.
We don't need them.
I don't think you need them.
Like I said,
another receiver podcast, would help, but...
I don't think so. Like I said, the last podcast, Allen Robinson, when given the chance to be the number one receiver, looked really good. So, and you'll see a lot more of it next year, I think. I think we're good with what we have. I don't want Brown. I don't think I want Brown.
Yeah, I mean, Le'Veon Bell to Green Bay.
There's no controlling Brown. He's a diva.
He's a Cam Newton. That's what he's saying.
He's not.
There's no control on those two.
I don't like Ben Roethlisberger, but he's a future Hall of Fame quarterback. If there was anyone who could control Brown, you'd think in that setting, a storied franchise like the Pittsburgh Steelers, a coach like Mike Tomlin, who's more so a player's coach, I think that's his best chance to be controlled. I don't think it's happening. I think he's too much of a diva. Bears don't need it at all.
Yeah, for a professional organization to put up with all that they do, it's kind of...
An organization like the Steelers, it's just...
Yeah. It's,
they gotta cut ties.
Yeah, that's all there is to it. Let's move into our next topic. Philly quarterback situation. TJ Walton, I know if you're watching or you'll be watching on the rerun, you'll have a lot to say about this. Any other football fans? Eagles quarterback situation. What do you do?
To me, this is not a debate at all. Carson Wentz, I said last time too, when healthy, is a top 10 quarterback in the league. He's got a lot of potential. He's younger than Foles, and Foles isn't a regular season quarterback. You look at the way he plays, and he's kind of a gunslinger. He doesn't care if he throws interceptions. which he does throw interceptions, as you've seen against the Bears.
Everybody does.
Postseason, a quarterback that goes balls out, no regrets, a gunslinger. Postseason, that could work, especially when you're a team like the Eagles and you have weapons. During the regular season, that kind of play just doesn't work. So Foles, to me, as a regular season quarterback, isn't the greatest quarterback, and I think that Carson Wentz is a lot better. They're good with Wentz. There's no reason to move on and try to go to Foles.
I think the opposite. That's why we're here doing this, because we don't agree on a lot. Foles has been there to catch the Eagles when falling. There was a lot of panic halfway through the season when bye weeks started happening, like, oh my God, Super Bowl champs aren't going to make the playoffs. The Eagles are not flying. The Eagles are this, the Eagles are that. And guess what? God came down and said, there you go, a blessing. Carson Wentz gets hurt. Nick Foles steps up. Philly starts winning. Next thing you know, Philly's in playoff contention. Yes, a lot did play out. Other teams in that division fell off. If Foles is their guy, I think the Philadelphia Eagles did the right move by giving them that bonus. He was 4 snaps away.
Oh, he deserved the bonus.
Yeah, he deserved that bonus. He was 4 snaps away, and then they gave him $1 million bonus.
He's not their quarterback, though.
He is their quarterback. I don't think they would do that if he wasn't their quarterback. So let's see. I'm 1-for-1 predictions. Fangio to Denver. I'm 1-for-1. So let's hope 2-for-2.
Here's my thing, though. If Wentz stays healthy, are you saying the Eagles don't make it as far as they did with Wentz at quarterback?
They don't.
Instead of Foles?
No, they don't. Foles is their guy. Foles is their guy.
Really?
Really.
Oh, man.
Really.
That's funny.
Bring me one more topic.
You'll see him. You'll see next year if he's the starter. Actually, we'll talk about that next week, too. I have a destination that I think works for him. And in that team, which is not to be mentioned yet, I think he could be a good quarterback there. But anywhere else, you'll see that this isn't the guy that people like him think that he is. Like I said, he's a postseason quarterback, but to get to the postseason, you gotta do stuff right. In the regular season, in a full 16-game schedule, to me, Foles isn't the guy you want at quarterback. It's not the guy to get you to the postseason.
Well, we disagree a lot. That's why we're here. Got one more topic, and then we will conclude. We'll go over our polls and the dreaded pie in the face. Last topic we got for this video, Bears' new defensive coordinator. What do you think?
I think that's a good move. I think you have a coach like that who I seen someone say that it kind of just takes him to the next level. I mean, that's another player's coach to me, and a coach that's just really good with like his players. And the Bears are a young team. They've got all the talent in the world on defense. You can't really get much better than they are. So I think they really just needed a coach to guide them in the right direction, and I don't see anyone better than hiring who they did.
Yeah, good move all around. Was with the Colts, and he's happy to be here. So that's what you like. You like to see a coach who's genuinely happy to be here, happy to be with an organization who, hate to say it, but potentially has talent. Sidetrack note, Bears signed a new kicker.
Oh, did they really?
They did.
Oh, I didn't even see
Yeah, it was a college quarterback. I don't know if he ever played in the NFL, but they signed him today. There's a video going around. This is real stuff. His college days, he went for a field goal. He hit a double doink. And it went in, though. So
okay.
I think it's ironic how the Bears signed a quarterback who actually pulled off another double doink like Cody Parkey did. With that, Cody Parkey's days are numbered in Chicago. Not a fan of that move.
Whoa, I don't think there's one Chicago Bears fan that is...
Like we said in week 1, it doesn't come down to that kick if the Bears actually play their A game.
He sucked all year, though.
Then you get rid of him in the regular season.
Game.
You don't wait till...
They should have.
You should have, exactly. But guess what? It's the do's and don'ts. You live and you learn. You wait till the playoffs, and now he misses your game-winning kick. And guess what? You get home. You get sent home packing. And that's why the Bears got 6 guys in the Pro Bowl. Because they're not playing anymore.
They have 7.
7, because they added Trubisky. I really meant to say 6, but I forgot Trubisky's in there. So, leave your comments below on what you want us to talk about next week. Next week we'll be coming live on Tuesday, 7:30 Central Time. If my partner knows how to show up on time. We have a lot of difficulties with that. So, 7:30 next Tuesday, we will talk about the Super Bowl and any other comments. We will also open up polls Tuesday morning. We're going to get those conversations started between him and I. Other than that, we got the pie in the face coming up. But before that, we are going to go to our poll results from this week. Saints-Rams, the dreaded no call. We asked you, do they do the game over because the refs got it wrong and they blew it? Or it doesn't matter, the outcome is the same. 63% of the voters said, do it over, the refs blew it. 37% says, really doesn't matter, Rams win the game either way. Or the outcome doesn't change.
That's a shock to me because I did not look at the polls. That was him. I couldn't access that. To me, you don't replay the game. It was one part of the game towards the very end. You can't just you can't replay a game because of one thing. I mean, it was a huge call. Don't get me wrong on that, and it was obviously a blown call. The Rams cornerback admitted that he got beat and that he essentially got the penalty on purpose. The refs, they said they were wrong. I mean, everyone knows they were wrong, but the Rams played a good game throughout that whole game, and they deserved to win, whether you like it or not. I think for the NFL to actually seriously consider replaying a whole game, I think you'd have to have continuous bad calls throughout the game. And there was a couple of other bad calls.
Yeah.
The same cornerback earlier in the game had an interference that they didn't call also. But I mean, I think the ref has to be really biased to one team throughout the whole game. And multiple calls, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, that many calls for it to be a replay. To even think about it, really.
They did find that quarterback. I don't know the price or how much or what the results are, but the NFL board of whatever is finally talking out, and they're doing what there is. The commissioner stays quiet. I don't like that part either. He should definitely say something, and he should speak on behalf of his league, and whether he wants to protect his officials or if he wants to protect his teams and say, hey, we're going to lock down on our officials, we're going to retrain them, recertify, whatever they do, or upgrade the official system. I don't agree with these polls. I agree with him. The game does not get do-over. There has to be continuous evidence, like he said. So, one thing we agree on, don't get used to that, because that probably won't happen.
Let me get back to this comment for Serta. Serta in overtime. Who got the ball first? Saints. What did they do with it? An interception. They had a chance to win the game. They couldn't do it. So, yeah.
Well, hang on. I'll back you up, John. The overtime policy needs to change. It's terrible. It's one of the worst rules or overtime rules, whatever you want to word it, in all of sports. I don't even understand it. Maybe that's why I don't like it, because I don't understand it. Someone please explain to me what goes on. You kick a field goal, then you give the ball away. Either make it where both teams get a chance to score, because if you're the first team, scored a touchdown, the game's over, right? Mm-hmm. Either make it where both teams get a chance. Maybe you start at the 50-yard line. Maybe you do something like that. Or, I don't know. I don't know.
Do you play out?
Do you play 15 minutes, 10 minutes?
Play 15. To me, if they were to change it, which I don't think they should, I think it's okay the way it is. But if they were to change it, the one that's more intriguing to me would be the 15 minutes, because then you think about how big of a role time of possession and stuff would play in that. Honestly, too, they'd be able to get more than one possession with the whole 15 minutes. So, even if you went to your point, to score. So, if someone scored and someone didn't score, that'd be game. So, the point where if it's 15 minutes, they might have another chance after that. So, if they did change it, which I don't think is needed, the 15 minutes, I think, would be an intriguing one.
Like I said, it needs to be changed. Next debate. Rookie of the Year. You guys all voted. 76% of you guys say Money Mayfield or Johnny Manziel Jr. And then 24% say Saquon Barkley. Agreed?
Okay. Hold up. I don't know if they missed it because it went off live for a second. So I don't know if you want to reintroduce that topic.
The whole topic?
Well, I mean, it just went off live for a second. Our rookie results. What was the results?
Results for Rookie of the Year. Sorry, we're having technical difficulties in Midlothian. Don't know what's going on.
Might not be. I might be tweaking.
Right, or he's tweaking. Rookie of the Year. 76% of you guys say Baker Mayfield. 24% say Saquon Barkley.
Okay, to me, it comes as a surprise. I mean, you just look at what Saquon Barkley. I mean, honestly, he's one of the best running backs in the league right now, and I truly believe that. You could say he has an argument for being the best running back in the league as a rookie. I think you look at Mayfield, and nobody's saying that Mayfield is one of the best or the best quarterback in the league. My argument to that is, I'll give you both sides. Saquon Barkley was the whole Giants offense this year, really. He did it in the receiving game and the rushing game. When Odell was gone, he stepped up, and they really, really depended on him. I think they're a 2-win, 3-win team without him. I mean, they were bad anyways, but worse without Saquon Barkley. And then to Mayfield, I mean, the turnaround that they had is just crazy, and that deserves a Rookie of the Year for sure. It's just the year he just didn't get lucky because he's playing with Saquon Barkley, who's going to be a Hall of Famer and probably one of the best to ever play. I'm not saying Baker Mayfield won't, because I think Baker Mayfield is going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league at a point. But right now, Saquon Barkley is one of the best running backs in the league. And to me, that's just the edge. It's a slight edge. Mayfield has been... He turned that team around, really. Any other year, he'd deserve it. But this year, I give the slight edge to Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, I'm going Barkley. I just don't like Mayfield or his attitude.
He's a competitor.
He's not a competitor. He's an arrogant, and it's just not what a real leader or rookie of the year who should be Rookie of the Year, what they wouldn't do. He needs to keep his mouth shut, play the game. I say that about Jalen Ramsey. I say that about all of them. Keep your mouth shut, play the game. You're getting paid. Do what you got to do. Let the coach do the talking. That's what I say. So, another poll that I disagree with you guys. So, all-time GOAT, John Serta. This is your poll. I named it for you at the beginning of the video. John Serta, all-time GOAT of all of sports. Michael Jordan. 83% of you say Michael Jordan. Tom Brady, 17%. We had an option where you guys write in a vote. Nobody decided to do another option. So, hopefully, you guys all agree on our two options. So, I'm going to start this one off. It's tough. It's tough. I wasn't around for the Michael Jordan era. Neither was he, unless he's lying about his age. Maybe you guys can vouch. Maybe the league was harder at the time. Or you guys just give it to them because of what they did. How many championships they brought back. I mean, I know I included the 6 rings and Brady working on 6. But me and him talked about it briefly. It's harder to even repeat in football.
Even just the conference.
Exactly,
it's unheard of, really.
And for someone, a quarterback, to have 5 rings working on 6, it's unheard of. It's really admirable, and you gotta look at it and respect that. And I think that's why I would say Brady. So.
Yeah, to me, I wasn't super enthusiastic about the topic just because it's tough to go from sport to sport. But, to be honest, I am disappointed in all of you guys who voted. I mean, it wasn't even close. It was Jordan by 83%. I mean, give the man some respect. Tom Brady is the best quarterback of all time. 8 straight conference championship games?
Yeah, he's up there.
It's unbelievable. Football, to me, I mean, I could be wrong. You guys could have your opinion. To me, like he said, it's a lot tougher to go back to back, whatever, Super Bowls or conference championships. It's a lot harder to do that than it is to do in the NBA. In the NBA, you've seen it a lot of times with different teams going back to back. There was the Lakers and the Celtics going back and back, the Cavs and the Warriors. It's happened a few times. Jordan had Pippen this whole time that he was winning rings. I'm just saying that too. I think you look at Brady especially, he's gone through a lot of players and it never changes the outcome, honestly. He's played with some of the best receivers in the league like Randy Moss, and then he has years like this year where Julian Edelman is his top guy, and I think Julian Edelman earned a lot of respect from a lot of people this past game. I think he's a really good receiver. He's definitely not Randy Moss, and he's not a number one receiver. He's a slot guy. He's an inside guy. He does everything he has to do. But I mean, it's just Brady does it all with minimal. I mean, he doesn't need a lot, and he just every year you just know he's gonna be there.
Yeah, and I was talking with some people before this. It's almost it doesn't feel the same without Brady and New England in the Super Bowl in the postseason. I mean, granted, we haven't seen much of it without them in it because they always seem to come at the right time. I mean, maybe it's just because they want to shut the haters up year in, year out. Oh, the Patriots are going to fall off. Tom Brady's not the same. Patriots suck. Blah, 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 blah. Look, it's the same stuff every year. And Tom Brady, Rob Gronkowski, Julian Edelman, Bill Belichick, they all form a league where... They all form a league organization where it's a winning one. And for those comments that are going to be coming in, which one just came in about cheating, Deflategate, cameras, whatever. I mean, I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm not saying it did happen, but it's happening everywhere. Baseball is now getting under investigation for cheating or cameras. So look, it's a bunch of he said, she said. But you can't take that away from them that they're still good.
Every year. It's just
every year something new comes out. I'm sure something will come out about a New England locker room guy was in Kansas City's locker room taking pictures. I don't know. Something stupid's going to come up. Photoshop, I'm sure. It's just a matter of time before the New England haters who don't respect greatness start coming out.
Yeah, I'm disappointed. Very, very, very disappointed in all you guys who voted in that poll.
Hey, we're agreeing on that again. We're not supposed to agree here, and you guys are making it easy to agree. So with that being said, we got a pie in the face coming up. Tommy's going to go get the pie. Black fridge. Tommy's going to go get the pie. I will wrap things up here. We're going to do it on camera, just a little conclusion and intro for next week. Next Tuesday, 7:30, same time. Bring your questions. Drop them here. We are going to be here on Tuesday. So please bring your questions. We'll have polls ready for you guys on Tuesday. And hopefully you guys like Second Take, this second episode. We are here. Thank you for everyone participating in the polls. Very appreciative. And make sure you guys share this. Tell your friends about it.
Comment everyone in it right now just so they can see.
Tag all your friends.
Tag
all your friends. He's about to pie me in the face right here. I'm going to take off my New England hat because I don't want to get it dirty. So it's a bad hair day today.
If I miss or if this pie throw isn't what you guys expected it to be, I apologize. I've never thrown a pie in someone's face.
Tag your friends, guys. I'm getting pied in the face right now.
I'm very...
All right?
I feel very blessed to be given this opportunity right now.
So, with that being said, guys, I'm about to get pied in the face because Dallas lost 2 weeks ago. I'm a little nervous. You might just punch me in the face.
Yeah.
7:30 next Tuesday, guys. We will be here. Thank you guys for watching.
Do I throw it or do I just shove it in?
Just shove it in my face, all right?
All right.
Cowboys win the Super Bowl next year.
I feel like the pie didn't break. I kind of just whacked him.
Oh my god, we gotta redo that.
Was it hard?
No,
Just it hurt.
I don't. Just,
all right, am I gonna throw this one?
Just smash it in my face.
All right, let's smash. This is a mess. We're trying it again. Alright, that one is stuck on his face.
Alright,
guys. That's the best pie throw you're gonna get.
That's all we got here for tonight. I'm gonna eat this French silk pie. So, until next time, Tommy McKean, Jacob Conweyer, I gotta go take a shower and take this pie off my face. Thank you guys. Have a good night.